South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magdalene, Chauffeur, bragging and boasting.
Today's video, I just want to touch on this release the JJ cut that's trending right now. So on Twitter, it was trending release the JJ cut, right? So I guess it came out that a lot of the stuff that was put in Rise of Skywalker, JJ wasn't aware of it. He didn't appreciate the fact that Disney kept putting their input into the movie, and he was under the impression that he would have full control, like this movie would be his vision. And come to find out, the movie that they released, excuse me, the movie that was released in theaters, it wasn't JJ's vision. That was Disney's vision. You know, I'm not gonna let him off the hook, because a lot of the problems that stemmed from this sequel trilogy, it started with Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson just compounded that problem. He compounded the problem because he completely ignored everything that was set up in The Force Awakens, and now we're at this point where Rise of Skywalker is a complete mess. You know, JJ ignored what he did, ignored what Rian Johnson did in in Last Jedi. And this is where we at right now. So let's get into this article and see what's up. While it isn't entirely an apples-to-apples comparison, some drew parallels between The Rise of Skywalker and 2017's Justice League, in the sense that they were both attempts by the studio to course-correct following a divisive franchise entry, The Last Jedi and Batman v Superman, respectively. Anyone with even passing knowledge of Justice League's development knows Zack Snyder's original vision was significantly changed via Joss Whedon's extensive reshoots, leading to the impassioned release the Snyder Cut campaign. Star Wars fans are now taking a page out of that book, pushing for the Abrams cut of Rise of Skywalker. Okay, so today, release the JJ cut and release the Abrams cut started trending on Twitter, seemingly sparked by unverifiable rumors detailing alleged Disney-enforced alterations to The Rise of Skywalker. One in particular that's gained traction with fans is a cutscene that would have featured a cameo from Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost. So, this is all coming from unconfirmed whistleblowers within Disney, that they came out and said, you know, the production of this movie was a nightmare, and a lot of the things that they were filming didn't make it to the final cut. You know, they completely edit out tons of scenes, and you know, I believe it, knowing Disney. You know, they are so corrupt, and you know, they just want to appease their shareholders, and they want to force agendas in their movies instead of just focusing on stories and making a good movie. You know, they completely disrespected the lore, the mythology of Star Wars. You know, they didn't care. They went and did what they wanted to do. They disrespected Luke Skywalker. They disrespected all the legacy characters, you know. And now, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. I grew up on it, and you know, nothing can replace the magic you get when you first see A New Hope and Empire, and you know, I even love the prequels. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I seen the prequels first, and then I seen the OG trilogy. You know, I'm pretty young, 31, so. You know, I didn't grow up at that time period of the original, but I love the prequels and I love the original trilogy. And I loved The Force Awakens when it came out, because I thought that, you know, they had a great opportunity, to really explore some cool things, and, just to see Luke back and to see how far he's came and how powerful he was, and they wasted that opportunity, you know, so, yeah. It's pretty disappointing, you know, what's going on with Star Wars at this point, you know. hopefully, I mean, it's a little bit too late, man. Like, you can't retcon this whole trilogy. That's the only way. Like, retcon the whole trilogy, but then now, like, you can't bring Luke back. Carrie Fisher passed away, rest in peace. So, what can you do, like, to make this better? Like, I haven't even seen The Mandalorian yet, and I was boycotting it because I was so upset about what they did with the movies. Like, like, it makes no sense. You had a home run. You had a grand slam. George Lucas wanted to give you guys the outline for the sequel trilogy. All you had to do was make those movies. But they wanted to kill off the original characters. That's probably for money reasons. They don't want to pay royalties. So you kill off these characters to show your new characters, to bring them up. And they're not even interesting. Finn had the opportunity to be interesting. Stormtrooper that defects and tries to, that wants to be good and do good. That was awesome. And I actually thought Finn was going to be the main character. Like, they should have focused on him, made him a Jedi. Or, had Force abilities. Supposedly now is coming out that what Finn was trying to tell Rey throughout Rise of Skywalker, he wanted to tell her that he had Force powers or that he was Force sensitive. They cut that out. There was a lot of things that was cut and rearranged in the Rise of Skywalker, but regardless, The Last Jedi, you cannot fix that. You could not fix the mess that Last Jedi brought upon Rise of Skywalker. They try to tell 2 movies in 1 movie. And originally, JJ's cut was 3 hours. But they could have actually made 2 movies. They didn't have to make this the last movie in the installment. Just give us Rise of Skywalker Part 1 and Part 2. But even, if they did that, like, I feel like no matter what they did, they were still going to get some type of backlash. Because The Last Jedi was so divisive and for good reasons. Like, that movie, I left the theater disgusted after seeing The Last Jedi. The trailers made it look awesome. Like, hey, like, it looked so good, them trailers, man. I was so hype, and then, that I seen the movie, and we all know how that turned out. So yeah, let's see what else is in this article. See what else they talking about here. Oh no, so this is basically talking about released the JJ cut trending on Twitter. There's nothing specific in this article. I would have to look at some other sources, probably go to Reddit and see the leaks that was in Reddit. So, we're gonna get more into this topic. Like, my channel is just starting out, and I'm trying to, like, get the right content out for you guys. Whoever watches this video and comes upon this video, I have a lot of valuable insight to give on a lot of topics in the industry and a lot of things in general. So if you guys interested and want to see more of that, just feel free to follow me and subscribe and leave me some comments and let me know what is it that you would like to see. What kind of content you want from this channel. But so far, we're gonna start out just talking about certain topics that's trending, and it's a little dry right now, so I'm a little late to the party. But bear with me, guys, and that'll be all. Later.